As you do your industry analysis, look for trends in the industry and analyze the company's position in the industry. If they're the market leader, as what I've mentioned in so many videos, the better it would actually be for you. You want companies that are leading the pack and are winning. In this video, I want to share to you 5 ways on how you can analyze a stock, especially if you're a long-term investor. Please do note that when you invest in the market, there's a lot of noise. There's a lot of things that could possibly distract you also from looking at the fundamentals of the company. And if you're a long-term investor, the name of the game is finding things that will make the company stand out and will make it very, very good for the long term. Again, it's a different strategy, it's a different narrative. If you're a trader where you're using price action, or you're using volume, or you're using history. But if you're a long-term investor, what you should look at is how healthy the company is. I hope that you've narrowed down certain stocks that you like out of hundreds or thousands of stocks that you're looking at. The way you could do it is it's filtered down already in a way that you don't have to go through these items into every stock that you're looking at. So you could use different factors on how you could narrow it down, then apply these 5 attributes that I want to share with you. Number 1 is financial metrics. Look at key financial metrics such as revenue growth, profit margins, and debt to equity ratios. I made videos about profit margins, debt to equity ratios, and revenue growth on a separate video, but I think these are very, very important to help assess the company that you want to invest in. These metrics will allow you to see if the company is generating income or has good income growth and is generating cash flow. That's why it always drills back down to the numbers. How much do you know about the company that will give you the conviction to enter into it? Number 2 is you can do an industry analysis. It's important to understand the industry in which the company operates and how it compares against its competitors. I think what's interesting about that is if you look at it from an industry analysis perspective also, you would like to know if it's in an industry that's still booming, if it's an industry that's not yet saturated, if it's an industry that has a very, very large potential to grow. But above and beyond that also, inside the industry, is it better than its competitors? Is it the market leader? Is it eating up market share? Is it the one that's really, really doing well in that industry? So if you find something that's in an industry that's really booming, has a large potential to grow, that's not mature, that's not dying, that's not being replaced by AI or new technologies as well, you're in a very, very good industry. And also, you have to realize while I'm saying this is that it's nice that you're investing in a company that's leading the pack. They're the ones that clients will come into. And in the same way, when clients go into them, they will have a larger chance to actually earn more. As you do your industry analysis, look for trends in the industry and analyze the company's position in the industry. If they're the market leader, as what I've mentioned in so many videos, the better it would actually be for you. You want companies that are leading the pack and are winning. And number 3, market trends. Stay up to date on market trends and events that may affect the company. Keep an eye on changes in consumer behavior, regulatory changes, and emerging technologies that may impact the company's bottom line. Especially for emerging technologies, I could never stress this enough that technology only moves forward. So companies that don't ride with change, companies that resist change, or companies that as new technologies develops like artificial intelligence, you have to check if they will be hit by that. Or in the same way, artificial intelligence, similar to the BuzzFeed article where they are letting go of their writers and getting AI bots to be able to write for them in a way that this will allow companies to have lesser costs and be more efficient also on the output that they produce. Another thing that's important is regulations. You want the company that you're investing in to be in the side that regulation favors them in a way that it will not affect their profitability. Or in the same way, one way to actually spin this is why not try to invest in companies that are not highly affected by regulations? So financial metrics, number 1. Number 2, industry analysis. Number 3, market trends. Number 4 is company management, and this falls under qualitative fundamental analysis. Quality of a company's management team can have a significant impact on its stock price. Look for experienced management teams with a track record of success. Consider the company's leadership and their ability to navigate challenges and opportunities in their industry. One good example is Steve Jobs. He was with Apple. They took him out and they brought him back in. When he was back in the helm, Apple resurged and became one of the best and hippest companies up until now. And what's interesting about that is that Steve Jobs is no longer around, but his legacy and what he did with Apple stays on. And what's important also is that they have a good succession plan. They have good people in place just in case the key leaders, the key people who were initially there are no longer there. Similar to Steve Jobs, then he had Tim Cook, which steadied the helm for Apple for more than a decade. Apple is without Steve Jobs, but they're still one of the largest companies in the world. In the same way with Bill Gates, Steve Ballmer, and now that Steve Ballmer is also not around, the company just keeps on getting bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger. So people play a big part of this because it's not just about the numbers, it's also about how they treat their employees, how they keep talent and retain talent, and they get the best talent, and also the people that they have stay with the core values of the company as well. And I think what's very important in all of this also is leadership. It's the leaders that determine where the company will actually go and how people below them also execute. Look at leadership qualities that the companies have, and especially during the pandemic, how did they act and how were they actually resilient when the whole world was actually in trouble. So that's one way to look at it as well. And lastly, look at the historical stock performance. Now, this goes hand in hand with looking at price, technical analysis, but look at the stock's historical performance to get a sense of how it has performed over time. Consider factors such as earnings growth, dividend payments, and the stock's price to earnings ratio. I've made several videos on those things. Additionally, look for patterns or trends in the stock's performance to determine if it has been consistently outperforming or underperforming in the market. So you want stocks also that always meet expectations, because as it beats expectations also, it causes investors, it causes people to buy them. It causes people to want to build up a base in them as well. These are just a few of many factors that you can use as you start analyzing a stock. It's important to do your own due diligence when coming in and positioning, because that's what I always say. It's your money, it's your responsibility. No one will take the time to work harder for your investments more than you. I hope this is something that helped you. These are things that I think as an investor, people should also take the time to learn and use, because as you grow and mature, these are skills that will never leave you. These are skills that you can use over and over and over and over again to become a better investor. So especially if you're watching this and you're just starting out, take the time to build the skills to know all of these things, because once you know them, this is something that you can use 3, 5, 7, 10, 20 years into the future. So if you'd like to know more about this, I've written books about stock investing. They're down in the description below. I have seminars also about stock investing. They're down in the description below. And if you find all of this valuable and you want more of this, put some questions down below, hit the like button, subscribe, and share. That's it for now. This is marvingermo. I hope this video helps you trade well, trade strong, trade smart. See you all again soon, and God bless you all.